name is Joe Davidian.
I'm the piano player in the Lost Melody. One of the things I value the most about working with Jamie and Austin, we're constantly talking about how to improve the music. We're always developing and committed to always making the music better.
My name is Austin McMahon. I'm the drummer for the Lost Melody. Melody was our priority, the way we carry the melody, the ways we support the melody of whether it's an original song or if it's an old Great American Songbook standard. And so I think we just decided that we had to include melody in the title of our group somehow. And the Lost Melody just kind of spoke to all of us. I think we just wanted to bring back the idea of just the melody being the focus of a song, and starting from there and seeing where it grows.
I'm Jamie Ousley, and I am the bass player for the Lost Melody. Well, we've always, as a trio, really loved how we play standards together, and that's really kind of where we're coming from. So we wanted to kind of write new songs in the style of the old standards. So they're new songs for old souls.
Jamie, Austin, and I each know many jazz standards. So our research process for developing this new project has really been going on for 20 years or more. Our music is about connection, and it's about communing with each other in the trio, but also with our audience.
I think a lot of jazz music today is very appreciated by jazz fans, and I think that our music can really be appreciated by anyone who just loves beautiful music.
Hey.
Good evening.
Hi.
How is everybody doing? It's that time again, Monday night, 8 o'clock, for a whole bunch of new jazz shenanigans. That's what we've got for you tonight. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in on Friday afternoon for Ira's birthday. He had a great time, and I hope if you watched that you had a great time as well. If you missed it and you're sad about it, which you should be, you should go and watch it either on Facebook or YouTube. It's there for you whenever you want it. Also, we want to just say happy birthday to Rick Katz.
Happy birthday, Rick.
His birthday was yesterday, and so we want to make sure we say woo woo, happy birthday, Rick in quarantine. We're really excited about today's show. We love these guys, every single one of them. All three of them. I guess I made it sound like we had like a big band or something, but all three of them, we love them. And we love it when they play separately, but we especially love them when they play together. And tonight is kind of, I guess in this new era, it's their CD release party /hang/ celebration. So we're going to welcome the Lost Melody, which is Joe Davidian on piano from New York City. We have Jamie Ousley on bass from Miami. And we've got Austin McMahon on drums from Boston.
Hi, guys.
How's it going?
Hey guys.
Hey
Awesome.
guys, going good.
Ready to party.
Well, I guess this is what you get for
Nice.
your CD release party.
You found that in the back room, did you, Jamie?
Somewhere, something like that.
Well, we're really excited to hear some of your music. Just on the EPK that we just played, they're really beautiful, and they really do sound like songs that we love and know already. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, thank you guys so much for having us, for organizing this and putting it all together. Yeah, we just love songs with strong melodies, and that was a piece of our education in Miami that really stuck with us and felt like it, spoke to us all individually, and that was kind of a strong part of our trio, you know. So we just decided, you know what, let's release an album that really highlights that and really focuses on that, not just in the, you know, in the playing, but in the compositional process as well. And so we composed as much as we could.
So we officially can't say anymore, oh, they just don't write them like they used to.
Yeah.
No, that's still true. But, we're trying, at least, you know.
No, I think you can't say it. I think they are really strong melodies, and they're beautiful. So now I think really the only thing missing is lyrics and fantastic singers, and then it would be perfect.
Surprise, surprise.
Wow, that was cheap.
Where did that come from? Well, let's right off the bat, let's go and listen to one of the cuts. Well, it's going to be a video. This is the actual track from your CD, because you recorded it live. This is called Before I Forget.
different than mine on video, dude. Cheers, Jamie.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait. You can't tell what's going on here.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was actually the only track on the album that was live, and that was at the Nashville Jazz Workshop, where we have an annual performance every year, and they're great enough to record and video those. And our previous albums that we've done under Joe's name, we'll probably talk about that, mostly recorded live there. But that was one of the tracks we wanted to include on the CD, one of our new songs. But we just really liked that live performance, so we wanted to include that one.
Sounds fantastic. Wow. Great,
Yeah.
great interaction.
Yeah, you
Right.
guys.
Thank you.
Sorry, that one. I was just gonna say that one speaks to our most popular hashtag, a trio of equals.
Right.
Because we're trying to kind of share the space in the improvisation and not have any one of us take the lead, and it's
Right.
a trialogue.
Yeah.
So-
that's a tricky balance.
Right.
Not everyone can achieve that. You
Yeah.
guys sound amazing.
And you guys
Wow.
really do it well together. So I have to ask the question, even though I kind of know the answer because I've known you guys for a long time. But how long have you guys been playing together? How long does it take to create this synergy?
It's about 20 years. I guess it was 2003 is kind of technically our official launch.
And this
Okay,
is at U of M. You guys, where you guys met?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with different haircuts.
That's the
jazz
first-
band there, yeah.
That's the first year that Dante Luciani directed the
Oh.
CJB,
Oh, okay.
Right.
starting in 2002.
Oh, Joe, your hair is pretty similar actually.
Pretty much the
But
same.
Jamie and I have like ponytail length hair at that point.
But just wait, Austin. There, we'll see some other pictures where it's not the same by any
right.
stretch.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
So then you guys were in CJB together, and then you developed the band after that? Is that how that happened?
Yeah, I mean the whole actual beginning is a little bit nebulous, because I think we're maybe playing a couple gigs around
Right.
Miami, or like I was performing at the Burlington Discover Jazz Festival in Vermont where I grew up, and I think the guys came. I can't remember what year. It might have been 2002, 2003, or something to play with me there. So it's and I think we met maybe in '99. Or wait, Jamie, when did you?
I started in 98, but probably whatever you arrived, Joe, is when I met you guys.
Yeah, so '99
Yeah.
Yeah.
was really when we met, and probably started playing shortly thereafter for Vince.
Yeah, in Piano Forum.
Oh.
Right, yeah, that's probably what it was.
And you
Talk about trial by fire.
well, and I was thinking about that when you guys were talking about the melody, about how important the melody is. I was wondering if that's because I know, his email address is Melodic Development, so I was wondering if Vince Maggio was like a big, force for that kind of
Yeah.
thing,
Oh, absolutely.
ideas.
He's the godfather of this trio in many ways.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. He really is the one that taught us about, in a trio, that nobody can be more than 33%. In a duo, nobody can be more than 50%.
Right.
That really came from him, as well as, in all the elements of music, you've got melody, harmony, and rhythm. And, we spend so much time at school working on harmony because it's kind of a lot.
It's a foundation. It's a foundation, right?
But
that you build off of.
most people, when they listen to music, they're not listening to harmony. They're listening to melodies, or
Yeah.
they're moving to the rhythm. So, that really, his teaching really resonated with all of us, definitely me. And that's why, the Lost Melody, we were trying to bring the melody back to the front.
That's awesome. So speaking of growing up, Joe, I was going to ask you, you grew up in Vermont.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how old were you when you started playing?
I was 6.
And you started playing piano?
Yep.
Because you did
Yeah.
send us some pictures
Okay.
that
Okay.
we were going to... So this is about pretty much kind of like when you were getting started, where your, where your
wow.
I
feet...
look a little younger than 6 right there.
I know.
A little
so
less
I-
sustained, Joe. A little less sustained
That's-
pedal.
You know what's funny? My classical piano teacher had these. He
That's
taught
about
such
the
young
age
kids.
there.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, that might be exactly. And you can see the piano music there, right? Like it,
Oh.
it looks like big note music or something.
It's
like
so
that.
good.
It's like a
Yeah,
real
my
book.
piano teacher built a box that went over the pedals so that all the little kids could reach the pedals.
Wow.
It was like his own construction. It was really cool. I remember that. He went
Nice.
above and beyond for sure.
And so explain it to us. This did you want to be like a rock guitar player?
I'm so glad my mom didn't send the one of me naked.
You seem
Those exist too.
I'm sure.
you seem to be a little uncertain as to which instrument you were going to
Yeah,
choose.
exactly. Oh my gosh.
They really are the best. I
So-
cute.
But-
yeah, well, I play a tiny bit of guitar, so I guess I haven't completely.
Okay, well then-
played that.
I need for you. Well, okay, so this is still. Oh my God! Just a thought that you could barely sit on.
Right.
But explain this. Okay, we haven't gotten to
Explain
it
this
yet.
jacket.
He's
Is that
aging.
what you were gonna say, Wendy?
He's aging, yes.
No, what I really wanted to know was this bone camp thing.
Oh,
Did you
Yep,
play trombone also?
Yep. I went
it's
to
not
music
past
camps.
tense. It's present tense.
Is
Do
that
you still
right?
play?
He still busts it out.
No, I don't. It's in the attic in my folks' place.
Well, in
It's up
Nashville,
there.
you were playing it with your students. I was there. I
know,
witnessed
you're
it.
right. It's true. But
Wow.
yeah, I did the trombone and concert band in in high school, middle. I mean, I started in elementary and continued through middle. And
That is
and
true.
all
In
that.
high school and stuff, they don't really have piano in band, so you kind of have to pick an
Right, yeah,
instrument.
exactly. You have to pick like a band instrument.
Yeah.
Totally.
Did you enjoy
Or
it?
a choir.
Was it a hard choice to make between piano and trombone?
No, it definitely wasn't. No, I didn't love it the way that I loved piano. But I did. My grandfather is a valve trombonist, and so there was some kind of inspiration there, and and I just my mom loved the sound of the trombone and still does, and so. I don't know. There's some kind of familial pride there or something with it.
I do love it too,
Yes.
I have to say.
Yeah, I mean it's a beautiful instrument if you can play it well, which I
Yeah.
never could, but that's probably why I hated it.
Would you play something for us since we got you
On the
there?
trombone?
No.
Well, sure.
Please. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, sure. I just my cord is really not going to reach it, so I have to take the headphones.
We don't have to talk
off.
about your short cord
Right.
on this program and how it affected you your whole life.
PG. Keep it PG.
Yeah. My mom's watching.
Yeah, so I guess I'll play. We sort of heard the one that I was planning on playing, so maybe I'll play another original here, just in that intro music. So I'll play one called "When First We Met."
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, here we go.
Wow.
Very nice. Very, very nice. And you know, I want to just make one thing, has nothing to do with you, but it does have something to do with you, because I want to remind everybody that the scroll on the bottom of the screen is a tip jar. You text tip jar to 44321, and then it kind of takes you to another place where you can decide how much you want to tip, but all of the proceeds will be split 33.33333 between the three of these guys. So, or better yet,
That's what you think.
Go to, you know, all of their CD is available on all the platforms, but if you go to Bandcamp and thelostmelody.bandcamp.com, you can purchase it there, and they actually get more money, you know, more of the money if you buy it from there than if you go to other places. But anywhere it's available, and we would love for you, if the very least, to go buy the CD. It's fantastic. I have been listening to it all day in the house. So while we've been putting together the pictures and the videos and stuff, it's been on in the background, and it really is beautiful.
Yeah, it's well appreciated, because I missed that concept of having beautiful melodies. You know, I mean, there's a lot of directions music can take, and it's all cool and valid, but something nice about hearing something that touches me anyway, melody.
That was me. Sorry.
Right.
I thank you.
Yeah, no. Thank you guys. It's really, it was a pleasure to hear something from beginning to end that just sounds lovely, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys are killing it.
Thank you.
All right, so we learned about Joe and his penchant for plaid. Was that plaid or
Flannel.
Scottish? Yeah. So Austin, where were you born and grew up?
Well, that's a two-part answer, because I was born in the Seattle area, but then I
Okay.
grew up in New Jersey, just outside of New York City.
From what age?
I guess my mom's on, so she might be able to verify, but I think I was around 5 when we ended up in New Jersey.
So for all intents and purposes, pretty much.
Yeah. So
Right.
I spent summers out in the Seattle area, and but I went to school and grew up mostly in New Jersey.
Nice. And you started playing when?
Yeah, you're telling me you were a relatively latecomer to all of this, right?
Yeah, I took piano lessons starting when I was about 9 years old. And but I had been exposed to music at a really young age, because my dad, he's a bluegrass musician, and so my mom and dad had Oscar Peterson records and Stan Getz records, but also had
Like all good bluegrass musicians do.
Yeah. Well, my dad's favorite bass player is Ray Brown, but
Okay.
he's a bluegrass bass player. So
Heck yeah.
Wow.
Right.
so he's into all that stuff. So I was exposed to that while I was a toddler. So I think it must have set in a little bit. So, and my parents also, you know, obviously played the Beatles and all sorts of other contemporary music in the early 80s and whatnot. So what were we talking about?
About when you started.
Oh,
I guess,
yeah.
how'd you come to drums?
Yeah,
then?
what was the main question? Yeah, so I started piano lessons at 9 years old. And then I guess when I was about 11, I played tenor saxophone in my my 5th grade band.
You did?
And yeah, my dad, again, this was from my dad's
You're welcome.
infatuation with...
Thank you.
with my dad was really into Stan Getz, as I said earlier, and he actually found an old tenor saxophone like in a dump, and just mailed it to me. And I was just like, I'll give this a shot, and then I played it in school band for a year, but it didn't really stick. So then I was still playing piano through that, and I kind of wish I was a piano player in some ways. But then my sister took up my sister took up the drums. I don't remember exactly when, but I just was like, okay, this is it for me. She was just, she was playing snare drum in high school wind ensemble and stuff,
Right.
and I just kind of caught on, and I started. Yeah, well, that was a couple years into it. I think I was probably about 16 and a half or 17. That's the New Jersey All-State Jazz Band, except you can only see me and the guitarist's seat.
And
I'm probably just warming up. But
when was this?
Oh,
It's when you're
my.
showing
That
your
was-
guns.
Yeah, that was around the same time. That was probably the summer thereafter. I was really into marching band. I went out for the New Jersey Bergen County Cadets, which is a drum corps that's based in New Jersey.
Man, drum corps is awesome. I have to say, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I was really into that rudimental style of drumming and the discipline of it, and but I didn't end up doing the drum corps thing by the advice of my teachers, and just they said if you want to go into a career in music, drum corps is probably not the direction you want to go, and so I went a different direction. But during high school, I was really committed, and I was the drum captain at that point, and
And they don't give you.
I was tough, actually.
They don't give you shirts when you're a drum captain. They just.
It is actually a sleeveless shirt. You can see that it is white behind the harness, but I was definitely into it. And I liked kind of having like my muscles exposed, whatever muscles I had. But
And so
Like a
once you
drum
played
apron.
drums, did you know? Was it an instant connection for you?
yeah, it definitely was, because like I said, my sister was playing, and then one day, I just picked up her sticks and started noodling around on the drum pad, and I was like, ooh, wait, this is getting me going way more, just like creatively and everything, than any other instrument I've played so far. And then I just wanted more and more and more. So shortly thereafter, I got a drum set that was literally a mail order drum set from J.C. Penney catalog.
Wow.
And just started banging on it, and then started playing with some friends. And I didn't really have any exposure to jazz other than, like I said, as a toddler, but I didn't really have a strong connection to that. So I was, playing along with Pearl Jam and Nirvana, like many other musicians
Right,
who were
right.
14, 15 years old. But then, I got lucky with actually my drumline instructor was Tommy Igoe, who's a really big name in jazz now. And I just asked him if he would give me private lessons in addition to coaching the drumline. And so then, it was one of those things where he gave me a mixtape that had some Buddy Rich, and it had some Tony Williams, and it had some other stuff. And I was just like, what is all this stuff?
Happening.
I've never heard anything like this.
Right.
And so, yeah, exactly. It opened all sorts of doors and windows, and just kind of blew my mind. And then I said, okay, so what else do you have to show me? And then from there, it was just kind of jazz, pretty much straight down the avenue. Although, I've done some other styles as well, but jazz has been my focus.
Do you want to play a little something for us? Would
Sure.
you play a little something for us?
Yeah.
I'm gonna play a Dave Grohl. Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll do my best Nirvana impression. I don't know what to play because I'm alone at the drums. I'll try to tap into our concept of melody on the drums and just see what happens. But I'm gonna base this loosely on the tune I wrote for this record called "Won't You Sing This Song for Me."
Great. Yeah. I could hear the melody. I could hear the melody.
Nice.
Me too.
Yeah, for
Wonderful.
sure. It's just so great.
Thanks.
I love it.
Let me turn this back.
Austin, who would you say your biggest influences were for drums?
Well, that's a multi-part answer also because I was actually, aside from what my teachers were exposing me to, I was just a product of what was available at the record stores at the time. I had a shopping mall that was very close to my place in New Jersey, and I would just ride my bike over there, and I would look into the jazz section, and I would just say, what looks good? I didn't really know too much about names. I had, aside from my teacher exposing me to kind of classic jazz and earlier jazz from the 60s, I had another teacher who said, oh, if you like that record with Tony Williams, you'll probably like this one that has Brian Blade, who was a contemporary drummer who was just kind of getting really well known at that point in the mid 90s. And then he said, and I think you'll probably like this guy too. You might like him. Bill Stewart, he played, and he was with John Scofield, still is, but at the time. So those, in addition to, like I said, any recordings my teachers were giving me, I was buying Joshua Redman records, I was buying John Scofield records as they came out, So I was getting the contemporary music of the mid 90s, which is kind of, it's kind of a good time to be getting into jazz because that's kind of the young lions. The Brad Meldau Trio was another one that I was checking out, and contemporary. And so, those are a few of the names, but the list goes on and on and on. I mean, I didn't really get into Elvin too much until like later on, for example, just to kind of give you an example, like Elvin Jones is somebody that now is one of my favorite drummers of all time, but that's probably only been for the last 5 years that he's really been a drummer that I've focused a lot of attention on, even though he's one of the most important drummers of our music. But, so it's been kind of just riding the wave of various influences and kind of stumbling into some things and being exposed to some things from teachers and peers, recommendations from Joe and Jamie as well. And
Well, and other than drummers, do you have somebody that you feel really has influenced your the way you play or the way you approach music?
Yeah, I mean, I think in some ways, music without drums has been a really large influence on me. Like that Kenny Wheeler record, Angel Song, for example, that was a big influence when I first heard that. And, music like that doesn't have drums or has drums that are very more mysterious or more ambient, like a lot of ECM records, just to kind of go on that same avenue of Angel Song. I relate to that music in a very different way than when I'm playing drums. Some of that music is my favorite music to listen to because I don't feel like I'm listening analytically to the drum part.
That's true.
I feel like I'm able to actually listen to the whole picture. I mean, I feel maybe similarly about listening to classical music where I'm not thinking as much, what can I take away from this?
Yeah, what would I do? What would
exactly.
Yeah.
It's more like I'm able to enjoy music as a listener in a really whole way. So there's so much. I could list a number of things.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, it seems to me that there is a theme going from all of you guys, and maybe this is the connection that really tightens your bond, is that you all at some point played piano, because here we have young Jamie Ousley playing the piano. So Jamie, did you study piano also?
I did. I guess that was my first instrument. The legend has it, when I was 3 years old, I figured out how to play the theme to Star Wars on the piano. And then my grandparents bought me a piano, or bought us a piano.
Wow.
But I really didn't like practicing, so.
I think that's everybody's thing. It's like, now I look back and I'm like, why did my mom not force me to keep practicing, But I guess that's the case. But, if I had loved it,
Right.
I might not have been a singer. Who knows?
And another common theme that we're seeing here is that they also went through multiple instruments before they settled on the one.
What do we got here? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that was my first real instrument, so.
What do you mean?
Well, I guess when I was probably about 5 years old, my mom asked me what I want to play, and she tells me I had a girlfriend named April who played the violin. So I said, I want to play the violin too.
I want to hear about you having a girlfriend at that age.
I know.
That's the story
April,
that's
are you
catching
watching?
Yeah.
me. Okay.
I said April, are you watching? Nice.
We have a special guest, and we're going to surprise Jamie Ousley.
Surprise, Jamie.
Is she in this group, by the way? Is that her?
She is.
Oh.
Yeah, the one next to me, I guess. So.
That is the
Wait, I think
sweetest
I
thing.
might be in that picture.
Yeah, that's definitely Joe.
That's me on the end, I think.
So notice my
Yes.
foot technique is the best in the class. You know, it's a Suzuki pose. So.
Nice.
So you
Wow, that
you
is
prided
good
yourself on your foot technique.
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
good.
so that was, I studied Suzuki, which funnily enough is a Japanese method, but it's all by ear training. So I
Right.
really credit that with my listening abilities and being able to sometimes play in tune. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I did wrong.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't study.
What else do we
So
have?
close. Oh, yes. And then I guess it's moving ahead a few years.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, that's my high school rock band.
Cataclysm, I'm reading in the,
Cataclysm. Yeah. Our motto was music so bad you have to spank it.
You know, that sounds like a high school boys.
That's so funny.
Oh, my God.
That is great.
Wow.
I love it.
And how old would you have been there?
Well, I don't know,
High
probably
school. 16, 17.
16, 17, yeah.
And how long had you been playing bass then? And did you start on electric?
Let's see. No, I started on upright in
Right.
my middle school. They had a orchestra program in East Tennessee where I was going to school, and I started bass, I guess, when I was 12.
So what made you move from violin to bass?
Well, yeah, so when I moved to this new area that had the orchestra program in school, I guess I was in the 6th grade, and all the other students were just starting, and I'd already been playing violin for I don't know, 7 years.
Right.
So I decided to pick up a new instrument and learn along with them, and I chose the bass because it's the coolest one. And,
It's the biggest one.
yeah. And about a year later, it's probably when I got my first electric bass and played that a lot in high school.
Did you immediately feel a difference, connection to the bass than you did for violin, or you just like the music? Oh, wait a second.
Dad's chiming
Oh.
in.
Yeah, I did
You were
sing
off.
at one point until my voice changed, and I was too embarrassed to sing it
Oh.
anymore. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Thanks, Dad. Anyway,
Thanks a lot.
I don't know. I mean, for a while I did both. I don't know why I stuck with bass and not violin. But I guess I just liked it more.
Yeah.
You know. And then when I was in high school is when I first started playing in the jazz band in high school, and they didn't really have orchestra in that high. I moved again, so it was kind of like that's what I got to do.
Wow.
Yeah, that's at the University of Miami.
Oh,
Right
wow.
when early days,
And then
pre goatee.
with the long ponytail.
Yeah, yeah,
And then we have, of course, all of the bass players in one
yeah.
fell
so-
swoop.
Yeah,
Aw,
that's the
you
Miami
guys.
Bass Quintet with Don Kaufman, Dennis Marks, Chuck Bergeron, Matt Benelli, and then me on the left.
Very cool.
That is cool.
Picture.
We
meant
had
to-
one performance. That's all they allowed us.
Wow.
I can't remember what Whit said it was, but he said it was something. I don't know. But they didn't
Is that-
ask us to play again the next year, so.
I'm not going to.
Come on, Lee San, let's see those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lisanne says I have blackmail photos.
There's going to be some long hair ones for sure.
Well, Jamie, you want to play something for us?
Sure. I'll just play something short so everybody doesn't leave,
Well, you can go to the bathroom. You can...
Refresh your beverages.
Exactly.
One of the songs on the CD that I composed is called A Sea of Voices, which is the name of my previous album, but this song didn't actually make it on that album. I actually composed it originally for bass, like a bass melody. So I thought I would play that today. So this is A Sea of Voices, just a melody.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice. We were, while you were playing, we were listening for sure, but we were also seeing some of the comments that people were putting on. And it seems that, well, we have this one that says, isn't Jamie precious?
Now, I think Joe
She might
did
be
that.
related.
Joe did that with a nom de plume, if I'm not mistaken.
We have Henry and Milo say, "Hey, Uncle Jamie," which is great.
That's awesome.
That's my nephews.
Well, this was interesting. While Austin was playing, our boys were drumming along with carrots on their dinner plates. So.
Nice.
You might have influenced the next wave. I mean, you just don't know, which is so cool. We've got Denise King in Asheville.
Oh, we were supposed to be there in March.
Oh my
my
goodness!
gosh.
For joining us.
The trio was supposed to be there.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had
that's
some.
my cousins.
That
We
is
had a big
that's
tour that got
cousin.
Corona canceled.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we got
no.
canceled.
Isn't that the news of the day?
It is,
Yeah.
That's the hard thing. I think we were thinking we were going to be in a couple weeks. We were going to be in Norway, and
Yeah, we were supposed to be in Europe, and but here we are doing this
Yeah,
instead,
you know.
which I have to
Yeah.
say has been interesting.
Well,
There's
and
been
this
a
is the
lot of
first time-
a lot of creativity going on
Yeah.
on the internet. You know,
Yep.
This is definitely the first time I think all of our families have been able to come to one of our CD release parties. It's usually in Miami or
right.
somewhere.
All at the
that
same
is
time.
true. That is so good. Proud aunt in the house. Yeah, it's so great. So we were talking about how all of you guys each compose, right? So do you guys usually write together, or is it always kind of separate, or?
I would have
No,
to say
it's
that.
separate.
I mean, it's separate. Yeah, like Joe was gonna say. Sorry.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there have been a number of times where I bring a tune to Joe and question like, what other chord other than the obvious one would sound good on this under this melody part. So there's definitely been some collaboration once the tune has been
Right,
brought
that
to the
makes
trio.
sense.
But we're mostly doing it independently.
And then arrangement-wise, does it kind of get collaborated on after the fact, or is it like when you bring it, that's the way it is?
Yeah, well, sometimes we have a strong idea about what the arrangement should be, and other times we try a bunch of different stuff until we figure out what works. If we ever land on something that works.
And, one thing we did for this time was we actually had a tour in the Boston area for about a week before we went into the studio. So we got to try all these out. Some of those people are probably here tonight. We were trying the tunes out with them, seeing what worked and what didn't.
Right.
Yeah, so
Well,
that was
we were
really
thinking
helpful.
about playing A minor waltz or A minor waltz or
A minor.
Minor waltz.
A minor waltz.
yeah.
minor
So
waltz.
and so Jamie, you this is your composition, yes?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so let's watch this. This is great.
And this is from the actual studio session.
Okay, great. really is beautiful.
Thanks. Well, you know, I wrote 3 tunes for the album. They were all 3 waltzes. Apparently, I can only write waltzes. So that's one.
Maybe you need to dance.
I like waltzes. I don't know. I want to do an album of all waltzes someday. That's one of my dreams.
Is that right?
Well,
I
I just
think
figure, why does everything have to be in 4 all the time? You know, like it's common to have an album everything's in 4/4. I mean, like every rap record, I guess. But
right. Is there any rap songs in 3? That would be something to think about. Oh my gosh!
I like waltzes because they're already broken, so it's just easy to play around the bars like that. I don't know. I just
Interesting.
Here's some comments that came in.
Nice.
Yeah. Soothed.
Yeah, let's
Linda
hear.
McMahon, fun to
I
watch.
love reading these comments.
Yeah, it
They're
is
so
fun.
cool. Say hi, guys, if you're out
Hey,
there.
Grammy.
Send us a comment and say hi.
Yeah.
That's
I think
right.
there's some
This is
people in
fun.
Japan
Thank you all
watching
for
too.
tuning in. This is great.
Yeah,
really cool.
it is great. I'm so glad
Yeah,
you guys
what
could
awesome.
could come on too, because this has been really interesting learning about you. It's like I always feel like I know people, but I only know them from like the time that I met them, you know, to
Yeah.
now. Getting to
Exactly.
learn people's histories is such a fun thing. We've got West Knoxville.
DJ Skeptic has written a 3/4 rap.
That's Michelle.
Oh, well.
Nice. Oh,
There you
nice.
go.
You guys know
Hey,
DJ
Michelle.
Skeptic. Austin and Jamie know DJ Skeptic. Or MC Skeptic,
Hey,
but
there's
that's
Matt
all right.
Wiggler.
Matt Wiggler is on. Yeah,
Hey,
it's so
Matt.
fun.
Nice.
I want to hear. Actually, I loved. We were telling you that we listened to the tune that Austin wrote, "Soul," and I really loved the groove on that one. So
Me too.
Yeah.
we're gonna play that one now.
Cool.
And once again, reminding everybody that they can, it's the CD is available now on all platforms, but the Bandcamp website is the place where they get the most money for when you buy it. So if you're going to buy it there, please. And we also are tipping our musicians tonight. If you can, we would appreciate it, because these guys will split it. And maybe order in dinner or something.
Yeah, right.
CDs are expensive to make still.
You know
Yeah,
what? That
that's
is
true.
really true. And there's half the time when you're thinking about it, you even wonder, do people want CDs anymore? Is it?
Right.
Are they still
Oh, yeah,
valid?
we had that whole conversation for sure, yeah.
They do.
Have a
We
distributor
did,
in Japan
yeah.
now for the first time. We're really excited about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Is that
is
right?
great.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, this is from the brand new CD, New Songs for Old Souls, The Lost Melodies, and this is called Soul, as in SOL, the sun. Maybe.
Right, yeah, we'll find out.
That's how you end a song.
It's nice.
No tag necessary.
To quote my roommate.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's great. If you go to the comments, I love one of my favorite ones, and this must be somebody that Joe knows
Where am I?
because it said, "Hello, hi from 2 floors up, Dana
Oh,
Sandler."
that's my wife.
Oh,
Actually. And that's my daughter in the picture.
Hi, Dana.
Oh,
oh
wow.
my gosh, that's
Fantastic.
great.
That is
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
for sure it
Vermont
would have been
Jazz
like,
is my folks.
yeah.
Hey guys. Hey Rich and Sean. This is my
we
parents.
had this here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. I like that picture.
Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, thank you, Rick.
Rich and Sean, happy to say, you've found the melodies.
Yes, we found it.
Joe, I was wondering, who are your influences?
Oscar Peterson was an early one. I mean, my parents had a lot of vinyl around the house. I remember some old Oscar Peterson records that I used to check out. And then Bill Evans, of course, and kind of more recent. Well, I mean Keith Jarrett, and then kind of more recently Brad Meldau and Bill Charlap. In terms of piano players,
Right.
of course, Miles and Coltrane,
Of course.
and I mean I could. Yeah, I mean the list goes on with everybody.
Were you
else, but-
were you guys influenced also by pop music of the day, or I mean, were you always kind of listening to jazz?
I was definitely influenced by my older brother was always bringing he's a musician and a drummer, and also actually started on piano before me, and that's part of why I wanted to start piano, but he was always bringing new music sort of the day home, and like, hey, check this out, and he still does that. I mean, he's been
Yeah.
doing that for as long as
Right.
I've my whole life, so definite influence, soul, R&B, hip hop, that kind of stuff primarily, but also like Red Hot Chili Peppers and
Okay.
stuff like that, like alt rock or whatever you call it. I don't know.
Mhm.
So you guys met in college. You started traveling around and recording and stuff. So we have some pictures that we can kind of drop in and talk about a little bit of your kind of journey.
That's Burlington,
Nice.
Vermont.
And this is, you guys look young, man.
2007.
Yeah. So this was a jazz
Nice.
festival, or you're just as one of these, your first time touring together or playing around, or?
That was
that
the
was
jazz
part of the
festival that I
Burlington
was
Jazz
talking
Fest.
about.
Yeah.
Right, I think so. Every year they have a really great jazz festival, except this year, of course. But, every
Right.
summer in Vermont, it's one of the longest jazz. I mean, I think it lasts for
10 days, maybe.
12
Wow.
days. Or
Yeah, it's
something.
almost 2 weeks.
It's a pretty this was. I think from that, it could have just been another gig,
No,
'cause we
that's
would go back to
definitely.
it.
I remember doing that at the.
Oh, that's
Jazz Fest.
definitely the Jazz Fest.
I
Cool.
think that's the first year.
Now, I think
went.
we were talking about the hairstyles. Just,
Yeah.
just pointing out, Jamie,
All right.
Yeah,
a little
totally.
wavy there.
He's
Okay,
got,
and then so that was 2007, and then we went on to 2008. You did some recording in this huge Mike Levine
Oh,
studio,
yeah.
Levine Studios.
downtime.
Downtime Studios.
Right.
Nice.
That was our first studio recording together.
Okay,
And this was under the title, the Joe Davidian Trio, or JD3, or,
Yep.
Joe Davidian.
Yeah, that was
That was
Silent
for-
Fire.
this is my favorite, the piano in Mike Levine's
Yeah.
bedroom. This is like a
Exactly.
classic. Everybody knows. If you've recorded
Yeah.
at Mike Levine's house.
that's a familiar sight. And there he is,
And there he is, the
Hey,
maestro.
dream.
the dream.
The Dream Levine right there.
Exactly. And we did. We did notice. It took us a minute to
Yeah.
figure out what
We
you
could
guys
not
were doing
figure
here,
out
and
what-
then it's like, of course, JD3.
Joe Davidian
JD3,
Trio.
yep.
Yeah, Jamie's hair
Nice.
looks like he's gonna take off. He's like the flying nun in that picture. he's gonna take off and you're flying.
And then
But I love
there's a bunch of stuff in 2008. You guys were really active. So this is UM, a clinic
Yeah.
that you guys did over there.
Yeah.
But then you did some traveling, and I'm curious. We have a clip. So we're going to get to some pictures later that you went to, I guess it was Ireland and Germany. Well, Germany was 2009, but Ireland in 2008. But there's a clip that we're going to put in a second that you played at the airport at Nashville.
The Nashville airport?
What
It's one of our steady gigs.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean
Yeah,
by
I
steady
lived in
gig?
Nashville.
Once
Yeah,
a year.
Oh, okay.
Once a year? Oh,
pretty much. Yeah.
How did that work out? They hire trios for in the airport lounge? Is that?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's called Arts in the Airport in Nashville, and just live.
That's cool.
bands.
Well, here you
it's a
are.
cool
If you had been traveling during
This
that
is-
time, you would have caught
this is just an excerpt.
the Joe
It's the
Davidian
head.
trio.
It's the head.
There's a video from that?
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
enjoy.
She's great, Jamie.
Me too.
Yeah, bouncing with Bud in the Nashville airport.
I didn't know that
Oh
existed.
man, I wish you could bring that back up because I don't know if you guys could tell, but that was a leopard print piano. It was
Oh no,
like,
we couldn't see it.
yeah, yeah. We're like, oh good, we got another gig on the leopard print
Leopard print piano. Wow.
Cool, yeah, that was like the worst piece of
You should
garbage
have had
I've
you
ever
should have
played
had
in my
smoking
life.
jackets on. You could have
Yeah, exactly.
the kind of Elvis.
The only problem with that gig is before there's a TV behind us with CNN or whatever, and the people get upset when they turn that off. So
Of
Yeah.
they have to
course.
listen to jazz.
Oh, jazz, right. Mm.
Just,
And we okay. So here, please explain to us how to pronounce this city.
Ballydehab.
Bail on the Chab.
Is that really? No wait. How do
It's
you?
Ballydehab.
Valley.
It is
okay,
Valley.
so
Wow, it is.
Yeah.
it's pretty simple.
was
So
expecting
how
it
did
to
you get? How did you
be
get a
something
gig in Ireland?
Joe?
Joe.
Joe's
It's
got
all
connections.
it's Joe's arrangement of Somewhere Over the Rainbow brought us there.
Oh.
yeah, I mean that. I guess I'm not really sure, but I was just randomly reaching out to festivals on this massive list that I found online.
Right.
And I think the track that we sent this guy was Over the Rainbow, and he loved it, and it was kind of one of the, I don't know, it was sort of like the start. I consider that tune like one of the first arrangements that we really, solidified and found our voice on.
Well, maybe
even
we
played
should-
it on my masters.
Should we listen to
Yeah.
it? We have it here. We have a little
okay.
video.
Okay, yeah. You
Well, it
probably
brought
have
us
it
to
from
Ireland
the-
twice. Maybe it'll be a third time now.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Play it
Yeah,
again.
I hope so.
Well, we
But yeah, sure. Let's check it out.
let's listen. This will be great. The hair. I'm right off the bat. Wonderful.
I was trying to figure out where that was, and based on the tempo, I think it was in Germany.
Really? After a whole bunch of beer?
I thought that was Miami-Dade, actually.
It
No,
doesn't
it
look
was
like
Miami.
Miami-Dade.
Jamie, do you want to tell the story about Germany? No, that was Germany. Yeah, the University of Mainz.
That was?
Yep.
Oh.
We
I
have,
have a
look,
story
we have
about
you
that,
guys.
too.
So what year would that have been?
Probably 2008.
That was 2009.
So
I think
that's
that was
this
our
trip?
second trip. Yep.
Oh,
there you
yeah.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Our hair matches.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the
that's
time some people who saw this advertised on my Facebook page might have seen me make a comment about how you might hear some stories, some embarrassing stories, one which includes the first time and only time I've ever fallen asleep while playing drums
What?
was on this trip.
Oh,
And because basically we had a red eye and we got picked up from the airport and then we went to a 3-hour rehearsal in like a dark basement room.
that'll do it.
And Joe
Yep.
was like, let's run this ballad. And I literally dozed off while we were playing. And I was kind of like,
He literally fell asleep.
and I just kind of like
Wow.
woke up when we stopped. And I was like, I wonder how long I was asleep for. It was
And-
really bizarre.
And were you able to keep playing? I mean, you actually...
Yeah, I kept stirring.
You
I
kept
just,
playing.
but it was, yeah, I was so exhausted.
See, now that's the beauty of having the kind of trio that you have. They probably thought you were just generating space. You know,
Right.
That's so funny.
I guess this is the same trip.
Yeah, that
That's the
looks
same
like the
room,
same.
yeah.
Yeah,
the
right,
same
right.
room.
Okay, yeah.
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 So is that a clinic or a concert?
Clinic.
Okay.
Well,
That was a clinic
It
at
was
the
a little
uni- at the
both,
university.
Kinda,
yeah, I don't,
yeah. I don't remember if it was.
I don't know.
It might have been like a combo performance clinic thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
How long were you in Germany?
Just a few days. We did that gig, and then we played at this place, ESG Bar, just like a small bar. And I was playing Rhodes, and I think, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. I think we did something weird, like
Oh, yeah.
we flew into Ireland. I don't know, played a gig, flew to Germany, and then back to Ireland or something like that, or maybe vice versa. I can't remember.
I don't remember
It
either.
was
My
something
favorite
weird
part
with the
about that
scheduling,
German
but-
trip is we had a tour guide, this guy that took us around to try the local stuff, and
Johannes.
yeah, and that was on the Rhine River. It was a wine country, so we went to some wineries, and he said, "Oh, you got to try this. This is Handkäse mit Musik." And I'm like, "What's that?" He said, "Hand cheese with music."
That's,
And I noticed he wasn't eating it, you know. And I was like, "You don't eat this?" He's, "Oh no, I don't eat that, but you should, you know." So anytime somebody says hand cheese with music, it's not kind of music you want to eat.
That sounds right.
Oh my gosh. Well, we have a clip of you guys playing with Ira Sullivan, and we just, I don't know if you guys got to watch it, but we just celebrated Ira's 89th birthday on Friday.
Yeah,
So
happy
birthday.
we thought that would be
Yeah.
kind of a cool way of tying some stuff together.
So
So
here's a little excerpt. It seems is this at Sandoval's Club?
this looks like Arturo Sandoval.
Possible.
It's probably at the Colony.
The Colony.
The Colony.
Oh, okay,
Yep,
got it.
That's
At
at the
the-
Colony, yeah.
All
The,
right.
what room is that? I forgot the name.
So this is I've Never Been in Love Before. Vernon.
Does it
That
feel?
was-
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I was trying to remember what that was. I think that's a concert that we organized at the Colony Theater in Palm Beach. And that's only the second time I've ever seen Ira wear a jacket. So it's kind of an honor.
Does it feel weird or completely normal bringing somebody else into the trio since you guys have this thing going on?
Well, for me, it's something I'd like us to try more of. We've talked about it. We haven't done it much.
Yeah.
We did a record actually like 2 years ago with a great singer in Nashville named Lynn Lewis, and I think we all really liked how that went.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Austin, I know you especially like that. It's just, and Joe and Lynn wrote some of the music together, and that's something I'd like to do more of.
Yeah.
I feel like we've just kind of dipped our toes in the water of that.
And the other thing
And of course,
what?
oh, I'm sorry, Wendy. I was just
That's
gonna
okay.
say, of course, if it's Ira Sullivan, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna be that much easier. Like he's so easy to play with, you know. So it depends who it is, of course.
Sure.
I've gotten a kick over the years at the various incarnations of the band, but it's like the same band, but sometimes it's Joe Davidian, quartet, sometimes it's Jamie Ousley's group, and now all of a sudden you have a name. Oh, so this is Jamie Ousley's CD, A Sea of
Yeah.
Voices.
And you can catch the names there. See Austin McMahon there and Joe Davidian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the water. That was in 2012.
Right.
Yeah, and then we've had
And then also not the Lost Melody is this.
right.
Right. Exactly.
But and now we've got the Lost Melody. So I mean, is this finally, or do you feel like it will always just kind of, depending on who's the leader at the time, change around, or?
I'd like to stick with the trio, the collective Lost Melody approach for a while, see if we can get this going personally.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in agreement on that.
I do too, and
Maybe we can break up the band right now. We have a big argument now.
but Wendy, to kind of tie it to your previous question, while we haven't introduced a lot of fourth people, there have been occasionally a time, like there was one time we had to do a tour without Austin, or a few gigs with
Oh wow!
maybe me and Austin without Joe, or maybe they've done some things maybe in Vermont without me. And while it's always like the musicianship is quality is high, when the three of us together, that is a specific unit. That's not it's a very specific sound. It's like its own entity.
Right,
you
right.
know,
Right.
Which is really what we want to keep pursuing. Because I play differently when it's this group, and that's not to put down any. Because I play with a lot of amazing musicians, but this is a very special group.
Yeah. And so I have to ask you how you guys are doing during quarantine. Joe, you're in New York, which is like, like the epicenter of things that we hear about every day. Are
Scary.
you doing okay? Are you going out? How's it been for you?
He's kicking back another beer.
I'm fine. Yeah. I'm doing really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's cool. I mean, it's scary, but it is anywhere. You just have to be smart.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing
And
okay.
Austin, just like was it today or yesterday when Boston had like a big, like, uprising of people, protesting the closures or something?
I actually didn't hear about that because I'm, parenting around the
Quarantining.
clock and then essentially homeschooling our children.
Right, yeah.
I mean, they have materials prepared by the public school system, but it's really depends on the parents to actually sit
The
down and
involvement.
help the kids get the work done because they're in 2nd and 4th grade.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's tiring, it's exhausting. But I mean, I sneak down to the drum room as often as I can, or sneak down and practice some piano and stay inspired,
Yeah.
Right.
keep myself busy a
And
little
Jamie,
bit.
you're in Miami with all of us.
Yeah, so I'm doing
You
all
fi-
right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was just going to say that, I've been avoiding like doing home recordings for decades, but I finally have a recording set up now, and I did a couple tracks the other day for somebody. So that's kind of exciting.
That is
you know?
exciting.
Yeah.
You know, it does make you do things that you normally wouldn't do, and
Yeah.
you find you have time for things that you've been putting off or whatever. But so talk to me about this the quarantine video that you guys made,
Oh,
and then we'll play it. But whose idea was this?
must have been Joe's.
Yeah, I think we were all kind of like stumbling onto it around the same time though, because we had seen so many of those a cappella videos coming around, and it was just I wanted to jump on the bandwagon, so we just said, but I do think Joe was the impetus. He just said, yeah, let's do it, and so
Yeah, but
I
the
actually
song was
recorded
your idea.
first.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, the
Okay.
song I said "Alone Together" seems like it'll be the perfect anthem for
Oh yeah.
for
The
quarantining,
anthem.
and
That's
so.
good.
Joe just said, "Here's
Yeah,
the
but-
form," and I just played it, and then I sent it to them, and then it went from there.
Here we-
I also said I've been wanting to learn Final Cut Pro for about 15 years, so I'm
Oh.
gonna take the opportunity.
All right, so
90-day free trial. So here we go. I'm learning.
So fess up. How long did it take you to do it?
I did one
Um,
take on the drums in like
No.
in
Okay.
6 minutes.
I'm talking about the video editing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, like I don't know, 16, 17 hours. I don't know,
Oh my god.
somewhere around there.
I
Oh,
know.
boy.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, but it's definitely, but you know, it's a big
Yeah,
learning curve. for
that is
sure.
true. Well, we're gonna let
But
hear
here's the
this.
fruits of your labors.
Yes.
But, all right, cool.
like, it is like you are together because, I was listening to Jamie play a solo and the things that Joe was playing really felt like it fit. So, or were you playing to Joe?
It's kind of sneaky. You'll never know how we.
I know.
It's a magic trick.
Damn it!
There was even a moment where Jamie looked over at me somehow.
Right. Have it.
It is a beautiful thing. So we talked about this when we got together before. Out of all the people I know, it would be fun to try to trade fours, real time live.
Okay.
I mean, it might be 4.23 or 4.5, depending on the lag. But I just think it would be, like to make music.
Yeah. So
Proof judge just how good you guys really are.
Well, for the home audience, just so you know, this, the internet being what it is, it's very difficult to do something in real time together.
Yeah.
We
We're
should
gonna
demonstrate attempting at first.
All right, that's a good idea.
Like,
Yeah, we should.
Joe, you count it off and we'll all just start playing together.
Well,
Not. Uh-oh.
I will say. Let's see here. The only problem with this, guys, is that my headphone cable isn't very long, and
right.
I forgot to
Pull the
figure this
computer
out
closer to
before-
you.
Oh, yeah,
Alright.
don't worry about it. What do we have to lose
All
at
right.
this point?
Just point it up your nose. or
Exactly. Okay. So you might not be able to see anything.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
That's perfect, actually.
Oh yeah.
Even better.
Oh, loving it.
Nice.
We all have to play like this, though. It's trading fours, but you have to play like. Whatever. Okay. So, what song do you guys want to play?
I know. Let's take a request.
There you
Oh.
go. Yeah.
Do we have any requests in the live
We're gonna be like-
comments?
So, in the meantime, we have
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
Einar is not a song. That's a person.
Einar! Hey!
Einar's watching though, just so you know.
Nice, that's sick.
Awesome. No pressure.
Like, he's the for me, he's my favorite drummer in Iceland. But
There you go. I just picked what you guys picked.
surprise
something.
us.
Nobody had any comments?
I don't. Around midnight, somebody
Oh,
said,
Round
but do
Midnight.
we?
No,
Not
no.
exactly,
Not
not exactly a
exactly.
trading fours
It's
song,
gotta
but
be it. It's gotta be a swinger.
Yeah. Oh, look at this.
Thanks,
Nice.
Sylvia.
I don't know. What do you want to play? I don't know. What do you want to play?
Henry
I don't
says.
miss this
Henry
about
says
me.
Pink Panther.
All right.
oh no, really?
Well, that's
No.
what. That's what. You're
How
one of your
about,
nephews. Is that one of your nephews? How My Heart Sings, Einar says.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. That's a good one. That's great for trading.
There you go.
Okay. So far, so good.
How long are we trading?
Wait, are we doing fours?
That's not 4.
Lag.
Isn't that the last day?
Okay, next song. Let's see, what do we got here?
Maybe we should try a blues or something.
Yeah.
Blues.
Blues. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold here's.
Come on. Sorry,
There you go.
we tried, bro.
That's the first time that song's been a comedy routine.
I say give the blues a shot, and then we'll.
This is so great. Actually, I'm loving this.
Oh, it's fantastic. I love that everybody's has a different lag, so they finish their last beat, and it's like,
Exactly. Let's trade 4.5 measures.
There you go. is you're gonna go back and listen to this, and you're gonna be like, damn, it doesn't sound as bad as I thought it did. It was pretty cool. It was very cool.
You guys are fantabulous.
I loved it. I loved it. Put the CD cover up, please. And we want to thank you guys so much for coming and sharing your CD release with us. We want to tell everybody to go and buy The Lost Melody, New Songs for Old Souls, featuring Joe Davidian, Austin McMahon, and Jamie Ousley. It is fantastic. It sounds like an old friend. It really does. It sounds like an old friend, something that you've been listening to forever, but it's brand new, so it's really exciting. And you won't be sorry you got it. And when all of this is quarantine goes away, you must find out where they're playing and see them live, because it really is something beautiful to see and watch.
It's
and
really
experience.
special. You guys are fantastic together. And boy, I really hope to hear you live at some point soon.
Thank you
thanks,
so
guys.
much, Wendy and Nikki.
Thanks
Yeah.
thanks for coming and joining us. Everyone out there, let's show you this one more time.
Yes, support our musicians. If you text tip jar to 44321, all the proceeds will be split equally between these three
Joe
guys.
is going to take them all.
Equally between the three of them. So show them some love. None of us have played gigs in 2 months, and we don't know when we will be playing gigs. So any little bit helps, and they would really appreciate it.
Guys, thanks again.
Yeah.
Thank
Great.
you.
so much. We
Fantastic.
appreciate
And
this.
thanks to-
This was awesome.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Miami
thanks
Jazz
to
Cooperative for
Rick
keeping
Katz.
this going. It's awesome.
Trying to
Yeah.
keep live
Birthday,
music
Rick.
going. It's
Yeah.
it's a crazy thing. But anyway, guys, stay safe.
Great.
And I can't wait to see you guys in person soon.
Great.
Same.
And thanks,
Soon.
everybody.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Thanks, everyone.
So here we are. It's the end of the night. We want to thank everybody for watching and sharing and sending in tips and all these and requests and comments. We love seeing all of it. We want to remind you that we are back again on next Monday, May 11th, and we will be featuring Cindy and Ryan Ellis, vocals and piano, and the beautiful Sandy Polterak on guitar. We love his music so much. So mark your calendars. Come back and see us on next Monday night, May 11th at 8 p.m., either on Facebook or YouTube. We appreciate you all so much, and we hope to see you then. Thanks so much.